This injury could mean a whole month on the sidelines for Raphinha, and he gives Barca the lead. It's his error that gave Barca the win. Sergio Ramos puts Barca at the top of La Liga. What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barca Dream Team. And we're back again, back to discuss last night's action as a Sergio Ramos howler puts Barca top of the league. It was a Lamine masterclass, and we're discussing it all here today. So we've got a lot to cover in today's video, guys, so let's get started.
So there were a few surprises in the lineup this time. Lamine and Raphinha both started. Raphinha, of course, had an excellent match at Mallorca, scoring one and assisting one. But Rafa was playing more in the Gundogan role this time, with Lamine outside of him, which is how they set up that second goal against Mallorca. But I was expecting some rest for João Cancelo, who started again and played the full 90 minutes. And we've got to be a bit careful with him, guys. We've had enough injuries already. I was expecting a start for Sergio Roberto at right back or Araujo at centre back with Koundé at right back. But Cancelo started again, and Xavi's got to start resting him more. We know we've had a really busy period in terms of games, and Cancelo's played almost every minute since he's come in, apart from that 15-minute rest he got against Antwerp, and of course he played for half an hour in his debut. But Xavi stuck with his tried and trusted back line of Balde, Christensen, Koundé and Cancelo. There's no Araujo yet, but he's being eased back in after his injury. So in build-up, in the 2-3-5 shape, Gundogan was holding, and you can see there that Raphinha has basically taken over from Gundogan's original role. It's interesting to see how Gavi and Gundogan are now our deepest midfielders, since they started the season where Felix and Raphinha are now.
And straight away in the first 20 minutes, you could feel like this was a game where we could make use of the space in behind. Sevilla lined up with a 4-2-3-1, a really high back four, and Lewandowski was playing in between the lines. Ramos and Bade weren't sure when to follow him. That meant we had lots of opportunities to exploit the space in behind. João Felix and Raphinha were making forward runs. Balde and Lamine were getting around the fullbacks, and Gavi was making runs from deep. Later on, Fermine and Ferran were also making runs in behind, but we weren't able to unleash a quick counter-attack on too many occasions. It was only ever Christensen and Gundogan who were making these kinds of runs and line-breaking through balls. This definitely felt like a game where we were missing Frenkie de Jong. There were lots of opportunities where we were creating overloads on the left to free up Lamine on the right wing. We were pulling all the Sevilla players over to the left-hand side, creating space on the right for Lamine. He was waving his hands about for a large period of the match, but we just couldn't find him. We really needed Frenkie for the lofted balls in behind and the switch of play.
In our very first attack, Balde's deflected cross went right across the face of goal. Lamine was at the back post stretching for it, but he just couldn't quite control it. And then Cancelo slipped in João Felix and he hammered it into the bar, but unfortunately it just didn't cross the line. And then at the other end, Gavi made a goal-saving block, which can only be compared to Puyol's famous chested save against Lokomotiv Moscow.
But just before half-time, Raphinha was stretching to take a shot, and he ended up pulling the hamstring of his unbalanced standing leg. He immediately grabs his right hamstring, and the early indication from Javi Miguel is that this injury could mean a whole month on the sidelines for Raphinha. And it's a real shame. It's been a start and stop season for Rafa. A red card early on against Getafe. He's been really exciting to watch recently, but this injury now has halted all the progress he's made this season. So like Frenkie de Jong, Raphinha is expected to miss this difficult run of matches and both Champions League games. But there are some suggestions that he's not completely ruled out of El Clasico, but he would need to return earlier than expected to be in contention to play in that match. And with about 20 minutes to go, Ferran Torres was sent to go warm up. I thought Lamine was coming off actually, but it was João Felix who made way instead. Another great game from him. And Xavi's substitution worked perfectly. It was a Ferran Torres Cross to Lamine Yamal at the far post. Lamine crosses it in, and Sergio Ramos fails to sort out his feet, bundling it into his own goal, and he gives Barca the lead. It was an excellent bit of composure from Lamine in the box. He tried to pick out Lewandowski, but Ramos does us the favour, and it's Barca 1, Sevilla 0. And 7 years ago, Sergio Ramos walked out into the Camp Nou with a 9-year-old Lamine Yamal, and last night they played as rivals, and Lamine assisted the Ramos own goal. It was almost poetic, and Ramos will be disappointed with that. You could see he was hungry to score, and he did have a few chances. And to be fair to him, it was a solid defensive performance on the night. But in the end, it's his error that gave Barca the win and all 3 points. So, Sergio Ramos puts Barca at the top of La Liga. It's not the most convincing win, but we're managing to get the better of teams even when we're not at our best. I'm still a bit worried about Cancelo though. I feel like we didn't need his attacking qualities when we needed to hold on to the lead. I would have liked to see Cancelo rested after the Ramos own goal, with Araujo coming on to tighten things up at the back. That would have been nice, guys. Lamine Yamal, though, he grew into the game. There were a few nervous touches early on, but he grew in confidence throughout the game. He played a massive role in the own goal, of course, and numerous reports are suggesting that a 3-year contract extension has been agreed. We're set to receive the official announcement on Monday. What a talent he is. Joao Felix also had another great game, like we said, always looking to start an attack, and he was unlucky not to score himself. The ball just didn't quite cross the line. And we have to discuss Jules Koundé as well, guys. A fantastic performance and a goal line clearance in the final minutes. No player has dribbled past Koundé after 9 matches in all competitions. He's improving in every single game. We've definitely got the best defense out of any European team right now. The squad depth at centre-back is amazing. And Gavi, wow, what a performance. He was man of the match for me. He was absolutely everywhere, guys, making a massive difference in defence, saving a goal and getting forward too. He even got a header off a corner, which just went over. This new role is definitely getting the best out of him. And now we've done our job, we've won again, and we've got the 3 points. We can relax and watch Real Madrid in a difficult match. It's second against third, Girona against Real Madrid. And it won't be easy for Jude Bellingham's side, having dropped points at the Civitas Metropolitano last weekend against Atletico. Madrid are going to find it tough. They have a huge obstacle in their path. They're set to face one of the greatest defenders in the game. Can Eric Garcia do us a favour?
So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you think of that win against Sevilla? That's probably the 3rd game where we've gotten a result after not being at our best. This game was a 1-0. Before that, we had the 2-2 draw with Mallorca, and before that was the 3-2 comeback against Celta. We want a bit more consistency. We're not expecting a 5-0 every week, but we do need to look more convincing. I'm a bit concerned about the unconvincing performances. Can we improve against Porto in midweek? And how would you line up ahead of that massive Champions League clash? So if you like this video, guys, and you want to stay up to date with Xavi's Barca Dream Team, make sure to hit that notification bell, subscribe to BDT, and we'll see you next time. Visca el Barça!